marry me, say yes. Marry me, say yes. Come on, if you weren't at least humming that by the end, you just may be a sociopath. This movie was a lot of fun. Marry Me. So Marry Me is a new rom-com starring Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez and is directed by Kat Corio? I think that's how you say her name. I'm not entirely sure. And in Marry Me, famous pop singer Kat is getting ready to get hitched in front of 20 million people while performing her new song Marry Me with her fiancé, who is also a very popular pop artist. And spoiler alert, the bastard cheats on her right before the show. What a fucking dick, am I right? So what does she do? She plucks Owen Wilson's character from the crowd that's there at the show, because he's holding a sign that says, marry me, because of the song, you know what I mean. And she says, yeah, I'll marry you. So we're treated to a movie where the big question is, are these two actually gonna get together for real? Or is this just a publicity stunt that's gonna end very badly? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I was honestly very surprised by Marry Me. Like, I honestly thought this movie was going to be an even bigger disaster than Redeeming Love ever could be. So you could probably imagine the shock when I walked out of the theater with a pretty big smile on my face. And you know, me being me, I'm not usually a sucker for movies like this. You know, I want to go see something like The Avengers or the newest horror movie releasing. It's very hard for movies like this to impress me, and this one actually did. First of all, Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson are phenomenal in this movie. They really are some of my favorite actors working today. They just have really great chemistry together and completely sell the parts of two very different people who come from completely different sides of the fence. Owen Wilson's just this really down-to-earth guy that's just trying to do right by his daughter and live a normal life as a math teacher. Jennifer Lopez is also just this really down-to-earth person who just happens to get in a bad spot and tries to do something new, as, you know, she puts it in the movie. Kind of from the moment when their characters start sharing the screen together, it's kind of awkward at first. Like, he's just a normal guy that's never even heard of this chick until the concert where, you know, she tied the knot with him. So he really knows nothing about her. While she at first seems like she just kind of drug him into it for the sake of shock and publicity, it starts to become clear that no, she did it because she wants something different. And then you kind of start to learn that maybe they're not so different after all. And because of that, they start to bond, and that's where the movie, I feel like, is the strongest. Like, most of the fun that comes from this movie is watching these two interact and slowly build that connection and that bond. I mean, two people that probably have no business being together whatsoever, you start to root for them. You want to see them together. And that's where a lot of the charm and the feels come from in this movie. So when it finally becomes clear that, yeah, this is something that they really want to do, and they share that very first kiss, I found myself grinning like a damn dork. When you can give me good characters that have good chemistry and are likable, I will be invested. Not once during this movie did I not want to see them get together. And it's just kind of a testament to how great Owen and Jennifer are in this movie because, you know, their chemistry is what sells the relationship. Also, the score and music in this movie is pretty damn good. Like, I don't know if Jennifer Lopez was actually singing in the movie or if it was just a voiceover. Either way, it don't matter. I mean, the movie's still got a pretty fucking killer soundtrack. By the end, you'll be humming at least one song from the movie on the way to your car. I know I was. A lot of people seem to actually forget that good movies these days are more than just things going boom for the sake of spectacle. You can tell a very grounded story with relatable characters and it still be good. Good movies have good, compelling characters that are likable, have great acting performances, and overall just have good cinematography. This movie makes me hate movies like Redeeming Love even more because, once again, when you're trying to tell a love story about two people getting together, they have to be likable. And you need to be able to relate to them on a certain level and be able to connect with them. That's why these two don't work, and these two do. I mean, these two were so unlikable, I just couldn't connect with them. And since they're not likable and you can't connect with them, you don't buy them getting together. But however, when it comes to Marry Me, the characters are likable and you connect with them. And as a result, you want to see them get together. That's why when something happens in this movie that threatens to tear the relationship apart, I felt myself, feeling kind of down because I didn't want to see them break apart. I liked them being together that much. I bought into them. I was invested. I felt for them whenever something bad happened to them or when something good happened to them. I found myself cheering at the end because they were able to overcome this obstacle and they earn that happy ending. And as a result, I walked out feeling pretty damn good. I mean, if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score on this thing right now, it is getting shredded by mainstream critics. Audiences seem to be more of in the same boat, that I am. I get that the premise of this pretty much a nobody getting together with this superstar celebrity is kind of crazy, but that still doesn't take away from the fun of this movie. When people kind of tell me to suspend my disbelief when it comes to certain movies, I feel like they're talking about movies like this. Not movies like Moonfall where it just tries to insult your intelligence. This movie doesn't insult your intelligence. You know that the chances of this ever happening are just 0 to none. That would be like Scarlett Johansson calling my personal phone and telling me she wants to bang me. It's just never gonna happen. Guys, in the end, Marry Me was a fun romantic comedy that was a lot better than it had any right to be. It had great performances by Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez. I really hope that they do more work together in the future because they truly are great. It's just a really good story about these two people who come from completely different worlds that just happen to find kindred spirits in each other. This movie should be a prime example to everyone in Hollywood on how you just tell a good love story. Not even just a love story, just a good, grounded story in general. I'll say Marry Me's just worth adding to your movie collection. Fellas, if you're looking for something to take your girl to see this Valentine's Day, take them to see Marry Me. I know she'll get a good kick out of it, and I know you probably will too. Trust me. Just trust me. Alright, you guys, that is it for my review on Marry Me. It was a fun experience. The other movie I saw this weekend was Death on the Nile, but for whatever reason, I feel like I enjoyed Marry Me a little more than Death on the Nile. And I know some of you are probably looking at me like I'm the biggest idiot of all time right now. But you know what? This is my channel, and I'll review the movies I see the way I want to rate them. I'll go more in depth on Death on the Nile in my next review because I have to record the review for that right after this. But there are reasons why I liked this movie a little bit more than Death on the Nile. Like I said, I'll cover it in my Death on the Nile review. But anyway, that is all for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new. And tell me in the comments below if there are any movies or TV shows you want to see me review personally. And as always, this is Nathan Triner. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys next time for more Fire Forged movie reviews. Peace out, everybody.